Gamers, the soul of Mario and Luigi is missing by Bend, right? Is he gonna drive me up the wall with this crazy take? As far as because if you ask me, I'd say Brothership did a very good job of like maintaining that chicanery, the sense of humor as well. So now let's talk about this. What would you say is the soul of Mario and Luigi? I would say wacky characters, wacky writing, interesting worlds to explore, and obviously the iconic gameplay that you remember. That is what I would say, like, are the core, like, tenets. It needs to get wacky with it, and the gameplay needs to be compelling, right? That's what I would say. And I would say Brothership had that in spades. If there is one big issue, and I don't think anyone can ignore that, fucking padding, all right? You could shave, like, 5 hours off the beginning and the end, and the game would be perfect. But other than that, any other criticism you're willing to give the game? I don't know. Spoiler, he'll bring up pacing and performance, which is fair, but yeah. I mean, some of the old Mario Luigi games could get shit with their pacing as well, the Force tutorials. I wouldn't even say pacing is that fair. Performance? Am I, like, weird? I didn't even have is my Switch, like, the one good Switch? Loading takes... Oh, okay, yeah, the loading? Yeah, it's definitely the loading. If it's the loading, I agree, but, like, some people say, like, the frame rates and stuff was shit, and I'm like, I never had frame rate, like, dips at all. I would notice as well, like, I know in Scarlet and Violet's second DLC got really shit. Most of Scarlet and Violet was pretty nice for me as well. The loading was annoying, though. I'll give you that. The loading was annoying. So, anyway, Bend. Get started.
Nintendo, I know you're trying really hard here, but sometimes you just have to take a step back and really look at what made a game great. What really made things click, I mean. Great characters, story, maybe something else. So, it's been a couple of months since Brothership released, and I know I'm a little slow, but hey, I'd imagine that this gave me enough time to evaluate things kinda fairly. This game kinda just came and went in one fell swoop, which is a bit of a weird feeling. I just finished it myself last week, and I have mixed feelings.
Hang on. I just wanted to. I was getting myself some food. Hang on. I want to talk about this one thing. I want to talk about this one thing. Are there going to be spoilers? I don't know.
This gave me enough time to evaluate things kinda fairly. This game kinda just came and went in one fell swoop, which is a bit of a weird feeling.
I always think it's weird when people say that. Like when there will be spoilers. Okay, so if you want to dip out for a bit, then by all means. I always find it a bit weird when people say that, because like, what do you expect a game, especially a single player one that like just comes out? What do you expect to happen? I don't know if this is overall point, but like I hear people say, "Oh, did that come out already? I didn't really hear much else about it." It's like, yeah, because it came out. Like, it had a hype cycle, came out, way fanfare, but then like everyone who's enjoying it is playing the game. You know? Like there's maybe other rare cases where like a single player game can really grip people and the conversation's still going. Like, you know, maybe your Breath of the Wild or something, but I feel like that's the exception, not the rule. Unless it's like a multiplayer game that's getting constant updates, that like obviously would be in the hype cycle for a bit longer because there's updates and people are talking about it. If it's a single player game, unless, again, like, other than the odd exceptions, it generally, single player games tend to come, everyone plays it, and then, that's it, really. Like, what do you expect me to talk about Brothership? I mean, you want me to, like, rank the bosses, then the music, then the Luigi logic animations? Like, well, what else is there to talk about with this game? You know, I played it, I enjoyed it. That's kind of it, you know? I moved on. And Brothership's case out of controversy. Like, yeah, I got a bit of controversy with the IGN route, but that's kind of it, you know? It's the content creator mindset. They play a game for content, then we want something new to please the algorithm. I wouldn't even say it's the content creator thing. Like, again, if you're asking me, like, I will play a single player game, and then I'll enjoy it, but then I'll just, like, move on. Like, that's it. Like, I've played it, I've enjoyed it. I'll talk about it if it comes up, but, like, I'm not gonna, like, keep bringing it. Does that mean, unless it's, like, a really rare exception. Like, again, Breath of the Wild would be for me, because I think that game is, like perfect. I think it's a masterpiece of a video game. So, of course, I'm gonna glaze at every opportunity. But I don't think you guys have ever heard me talk about Deus Ex Human Revolution. That's probably one of the best RPG shooters I've ever played. Because I played it, I enjoyed it. If I heard someone else play it as well, I'm like, yo, you played Deus Ex Human Revolution as well? Let's fucking go! But like, that's just kind of it, you know? Unless it's a multiplayer game, which like obviously keeps recurring and playing, but like, that's just generally how, I don't know. Yeah, like, you know, I've noticed on YouTube that there's such a thing, like, very little, hang on. Yeah, you know, I've noticed that, like, on YouTube and such, there's very little Wonder content in the modern day. Yeah, like, people played Mario Wonder. We all enjoyed it. We all acknowledged it's, like, probably the best 2D Mario. It's either that or World, which I think is a close, or 3 if you're a weirdo. But, like, that's just kind of it. Like, we played it, we enjoyed it. Unless it's, like, a lot of, again, unless it's, like, Mario Kart Wii, which is an insane modding scene, or Breath of the Wild, that's, like, you know, like, yeah, we just moved. So I always thought it was weird. I don't know if that's where he was getting at with this take, but I just wanted to bring that up. Definitely. I think it's important to remember this is the first Mario Luigi made by a new dev. Modern Mario Luigi made by a new studio is inevitably feel different. Yes, I wanted to know if he. I wasn't going to say that, Rico. You kind of stepped on my toes there a little. I stepped on my toe. But I was actually going to hold that close to my chest. I wonder if he actually acknowledged that at any point. Deus Ex mention. I fucking love Deus Ex Human Revolution. I need to play the original Deus Ex because I heard that game's good as well.
I just finished it myself last week and I have mixed feelings. This is not my Mario and Luigi. I mean, sure, Mario and Mr. Greenstash are in the game, there's bros moves, silly events, and so on. So why then doesn't the game feel anything like its predecessors? Why does it feel like something out of the Wii U era instead of, you know, the Switch one?
What does that mean? Wait, what? Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean by? What do you mean by?
I think all of us can kind of realize that it mostly comes down to the fact that, oh shit, where the hell is the old Alpha Dream? Yeah, this might be a bit of a ranty video, but I'm sure some will agree with me. And if you don't, then continue watching and you might just do that. And honestly, I just felt like talking about it instead of doing a full review. So, spoilers ahead if you haven't beaten the game.
Yeah, spoilers!
First of all, can we talk about how truly boring the first couple of hours are in the game? Like, people usually talk shit about how Twilight Princess is pretty slow in the beginning, but man, it's...
Okay, this is one of those things, I will acknowledge that, yeah, the beginning is a bit nah. Personally, on a personal level, I didn't really think it was that boring, chat. I'm gonna be honest. I want to say true, because, yeah, I can definitely understand what people say when they're in the slow. But neither, if you're asking me on a personal level, I didn't really find the beginning bit that slow. The ending bit, yes. The ending bit, yeah, I was like, but like the beginning padding, I will acknowledge that, yeah, definitely, I could definitely understand when the majority say, yeah, it's a bit, definitely like stuff in the pillows a bit, but I quite liked it. I quite liked the beginning. That was enough. I think it's because I hadn't played a Mario Luigi game in a while, so I was just like, yeah, you know, I was excited to be back, you know? But yeah, the ending was definitely, oh boy. The intro felt the same to me. Yeah. I felt like I could add more bosses, definitely need more bosses. I did a count by then. These are 29 people credited on Brothership who were involved in the previous Mario Luigi game. So is that like a low number? What's like the total devs? I'm guessing it's like hundreds of devs, right? Relatively speaking, that's probably a small number.
It's like, this is next level. The amount of time spent doing the same attacks over and over and over again just killed any kind of early game hype for me. And I really can't understate how insane this is. It took me, you know, an experienced guy, right? Literally 3 full hours to get the first bros attack.
Oh man! Again, this is another one of those ones where I will acknowledge that it was weird. It didn't bother me though. Am I the weird one? It genuinely did. Like when people said that, I remember even Dimitri made a community post saying it takes 5 hours to get a first bro. I'm like, okay. And then I played the game and I'm like, oh, neat, a bros attack. Again, I'm acknowledging that I'm in the minority, okay? I'm used to being in the minority. But man, it genuinely did not bother me that it took a while to get the first bros attack. You know? Combat's pretty simple up to that part. Yeah, but again, maybe it's just because I hadn't played a Mario Luigi game in a while. So like, I was just kind of like excited to be back, you know? I was just happy to be back here, you know? It feels strangely long for me personally. I wonder how, yeah, that's actually true. I wonder how it'll feel in a real replay. Like if I do replay Brothership, I'm sure I will eventually. Will it feel slow then? That's actually very interesting. But initially, when I first played it, I guess it was the buzz of like a new Mario Luigi game that was carrying me through the beginning, maybe.
For comparison's sake, in just about all of the other games in the series, you know, including my favorite one, Partners in Time, I got the first bros attacks within the first 30 minutes of the game. It's bad enough that the first bros attack took so long to unlock, but at least the story was interesting, right?
Yeah, no.
The first couple of hours really feel aimless as all hell. I mean, Connie is cool and all, but she can't.
I really like the fact that like, oh, we just kind of don't know what's going on right now. So if you guys just want to like start connecting shit, that'd be kind of cool. I really like that. If anything, I feel like added a little. If anything, one of the elements of the story I really liked is that like a lot of stuff was like kept in mystery for a bit. Like Gloam, for example. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. The fucking icky stuff. Like Gloam for the longest time was like kept like under wraps. It's like there's people turning purple. Yo, what the fuck? Like, do you know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like it built up a bit of interest. I was like, hang on, why are people turning like? I was like, what's happening here? In fact, if anything, when the game started telling me a lot more, I think the story became a little less interesting to me because, yeah, the intrigue of it was either I'm just having a fun island hopping adventure, or the intrigue of like, what's happening? All this stuff, you know, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? You know, so I quite like the story. Did the characters hit the same highs as maybe other ones? Not really, but I really like the story overall. I like the way they went about it. Like the story itself, you know, there's probably some parts where I'm like, but the way they went about it, like, yeah, I was just like, yeah, I quite liked it. I agree. Most of the other games, you know your goal from the start. Yeah, and I like the idea of like, again, it's just the islands have been separated, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what's going on. I like that. I really like that sort of thing, you know. Yeah, see, I think that's probably the perfect thing. It's the thing I love about Super Paper Mario as well. Like Super Paper Mario kind of starts off a bit like, what's going on here? And then by the end, you're like, oh, okay. I know who you are. I know what's going on now. You're upset because women. That's what it is with Count Black. That's all it is. It's always women. It's always women, isn't it? Oh, I can't believe this.
To carry the whole thing by yourself. And in my experience, I felt a very unsatisfied feeling early on. Translated into English, that would be, is this what I've been waiting for all of this time? Now, you know you screwed up when the beginning of the game makes you feel like that. But being the Nintendo fan I am, of course I kept playing. I mean, I'm the guy who's played every single other game in the series, so, I mean, if anyone was gonna see this thing through the end, then it was me.
Flexing,
So
flexing
flash
his collection,
forward, feels
flexing.
like a decade, and we finally meet some new characters, which also look the exact same as pretty much everyone else. And going slightly off topic here.
Hang on. Racism? In the Big 25 band? Oh my lord.
The exact same as pretty much everyone else.
I just want to hear it. Ooh, that's crazy. You're acting like an angel, by the way. You're dressed like crazy.
And going slightly off topic here, but geez, the character designs in this game do not click with me whatsoever. I get the whole theme is electricity in different plugs, right? But that in itself got old very fast, for me at least. Even the most unique characters so far, the idol kids, don't really look all that different. Although giving each of them their own regional plug as a phase was admittedly kinda smart. But even so, their personalities aren't unique in the slightest. I mean, you got your girl boss, hothead guy, skinny scared boy, and the fat and dumb one. I mean, by this point in the game, I had already accepted that most of the characters would pretty much look identical, unfortunately. But then, behold!
Just racism. Like, would you say the Bean Kingdom guys? I was about to say the B word by accident. That was close to me. Would you say the Bean Kingdom denizens all look the same? Is that what we would say, Mr. Bend? What about the Pilo guys? Would they all look the same to you?
The plot. These guys are the Extension Corps, a group of stereotypical villains with a name that represents the highest level of humor the writers could come up with. They're alright though, and at last we have characters that look somewhat different from the rest. Although they didn't do much, it was something to hold on to. Plus, tense running animation is gold on its own, so. But even now, a decent bit into the game, one of the main gimmicks about this game being the sailing aspect was wearing thin for me. You see, it's not fun navigating a world map like this. At all. It's not fun having the world segregated like this either way. I don't get how this is something that happened anyway, given how clearly Nintendo saw Paper Mario fans yell for years demanding the Origami King had an interconnected world, and not a world map again.
One thing I kind of liked about the ship, I feel weird saying this, but this actually might make sense. I feel like if you didn't like the ship, the first question I want to ask you is, did you play the game correctly? Because the whole general conceit is, you find a new area, you sail to it, and while your ship is sailing, you go off and do like side quests and stuff, or maybe explore the island some more. That's the general conceit. And it took me a bit to get that. I'm like, oh, the game doesn't want me to just sit there and wait. That'd be stupid. So while that's happening, let me go do a side quest or two. If you didn't like that, if you didn't think that gameplay loop was that compelling, yeah, sure, fair, but I don't think that's what he's going to get at. Maybe he'll get at that, but I don't know.
It's not like it's such a huge revelation anyway that most Paper Mario fans are also Mario and Luigi fans too. It really makes the game feel disconnected, which I guess, to be fair, is a big point of the game's story.
Yeah, you're right.
But at the end of the day, It didn't make the game any more fun to play, it just ruined the immersion more.
Immersion? Like, the first thing you find out is that the whole islands have been broken up. So if anything, you traveling to them makes them more... I think... I know this is supposed to be like a rant video, but like, that's literally the opposite of what immersion means. Like, I don't think you could have... You could have just said it wasn't that compelling. You could have used the word compelling, and I would have been fine. Immersion? If anything, it was actually super believable, because you'd go to an island, and then like sometimes like you would find people, like say you'd go to I don't know, like merry-go-round island, right? You'd find like someone who's dressed like they belong in Lotto Coins Island. They'd be like, I took a break and the islands got split. What the hell happened? So like it gives you that sense that the islands are supposed to be connected, but sometimes you find people in their odd place and you're like, what's happening here, you know? And then like the people talk about like, hey, I wanted to go to this place, but I can't now. What the hell, you know? So it's like, even the game acknowledges that it's not supposed to be this. Oh no, Ben. He made a calamitous error, chat. He had a bad take.
And honestly, the game gets better the further you play, but that should be a given. And the game shouldn't start off as really freaking boring. Again, it's no secret that the first impressions and at least first few hours matter the most in hooking players for any game or piece of media in general. So now you might be under the impression that I think Mario and Luigi Brothership is an outright bad game.
No.
That's not the case. I just want to clarify that. No, it's not bad in a vacuum, but in comparison to the earlier entries, I can't help but say, sorry, it's just barely better than Paper Jam. Sure, there are flashy
Ooh. Youch.
moves, some of which take way too long to pull off, by the way.
I like
moments
that!
every now and then, and some nice music as well. But at the same time, the pacing is just bad, the sheer amount of load times is awful, the world structure being as it is makes for a less immersive world.
You said it twice. He said it to... Bend! You're bending me over the wall, brother! You're driving me crazy! You're fucking with me! You're fucking with me, brother! What are you doing? I'm upset. I'm crying, Ben. I'm crying.
The writing and humor often falls flat.
Okay, in all fairness, I never found that fucking old beetroot motherfucker funny once. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest with you. I didn't find that guy funny once. He was shit. I stopped picking them up when I saw him. I was like, I don't care about you. Everything else though was fine.
The game could have easily been 10 hours shorter at least, and would
True,
have
that's
left a
right.
way nicer
That is
memory
true.
in my
That is
mind.
true.
One of the best parts of the game is close to the end, where you kind of get hypnotized literally like
Well.
something straight out of Naruto, and then travel back to the Mushroom Kingdom. At first, this was really cool, seeing the place again and noticing how things broke down, piece by piece. But as with most things in this game, it overstates its welcome, which some might argue is the entire point of this section, but again, it doesn't make the game any more fun to actually play.
I never felt like, personally, I never felt like this bit lasted too long. I felt like the whole point was I was trying to like slowly but surely and methodically break my... This one's I just politely disagree, I guess.
It can't be overstated that as a game, gameplay comes first. If the game isn't fun, then it doesn't matter how pretty it is, nor how deep the story is. The final boss was cool though, so that's one win if anything. One thing to notice that, yeah...
You didn't acknowledge the Gloam Bowser fight? Didn't acknowledge that once?
A few of the original Alpha Dream devs did come back and work on this, but it's clear that this project at least wasn't managed in the same way as the older ones. And that's a real shame. I really wanted to love this and be just as happy as I was with the Mario RPG remake and the Thousand Year Door one. But I don't know, man. Somewhere along the line, Brothership lost its soul. I think in all honesty, it felt more akin to a fan game than a true entry in the series for me.
That's a massive statement, but sure.
I mean, say what you will, but the way I see it from my game devy eyes, this feels more like the team working on this only had a surface level understanding of what made the past games actually fun. Again, minus Paper Jam, that was even less fun somehow. I'm not too big on ranking stuff, but for the people who want to know, I guess, I'd consider Brothership to be around a 6.5 out of 10 or something.
Oof. Gosh. I'd give it like a 7.5 personally. Which in my scale is I had fun with it, but if I was going to recommend it, it'd come with some caveats. That's like a 7 for me. A 7 is like, recommend, but I'd also give you a heads up that, yeah, sometimes the padding's going to get a bit annoying, you know? But overall, it's fun. That's a 7 for me. 7.5. 6.5? Oof. Gosh.
The TLDR is that Mario and Luigi Brothership has very bad pacing, some truly awful world design, a mediocre story,
Story's
tons
fine.
of boring character designs.
Oh, Jesus Christ, lad, you're crazy.
Although, good music, a very good battle system,
The best
and
in the
some
series.
amazing graphics.
Graphics are good.
So I can only hope that they...
Although, if I'm having a boomer take, they should never have ditched the Superstar Saga art style. That game looks best, okay? That game looks better.
Next Mario and Luigi, whenever that comes, doesn't try to be like this, despite the huge sales that Brothership has achieved. Again, guys, it's not weird that a Mario game on a console with a 150 million player base would sell well. Anyway, I'm gonna head out now, so subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, and share a comment if you want.
Nostalgia blind must. Okay. I do think. Okay, hang on. How about this? Less nostalgia blind take. As much as I love Dream Team, I think that art style, I did not like it. I think that's my least favorite art style. If I was to do art styles, it'd go Dream Team, Partners of Time, Bowser's Story, Superstar Saga. That would be mine. Okay, that'd be mine. Like Superstar Saga is still my favorite, but I thought whenever I see like Dream Teams, I'm like, these fucking kids don't know how good we had it back then. I'm definitely booming a little.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
I don't know, Ben. Honestly, Ben, I'm sorry that this game, bruv. See this at the end. Where was it? You're in these three. The pacing 100%. No one's I will not take Dream Team to art style slander. Honestly, put your goat next to mine. Your goat is not even as good as Bowser's Inside Stories art style. Come on, Superstar Saga clips. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. It looks great, but my goat looks better than your goat. Okay, my goat is bleating. Your goat is bleeding. All right. These three are whack, brother. I'm telling you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just so sorry. World design, I never had an issue with it. In fact, I really liked the gameplay loop of how the world was designed. I loved it. The story, is it cinema? No. Was it good though? Yes, I had some memorable characters too. Fucking Bernadette and Chilliam were just like so corny. It was charming. The idol kids were just really cool. Peach was actually pretty solid too. I really liked the way Peach worked in this game. I liked Art and Connie. They were pretty all right. The extension core, they were funny as hell. My one big issue with the extension core is that you don't fight them enough. They just fucking run away, which is the clever thing to do. They know they can't beat you. Want to fight them, okay? Oh, Technicky is my girl. I actually really like her. There's something about her I really like. I like smart women in tech, okay? That's what I'm saying. I like smart women in tech, all right? I got sick of chilling with Bernadette real fast. Spoken like a true single guy. That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like, okay? You don't understand love. You don't understand love like I do. You don't understand it. But it's wild, brother. Character designs is crazy. Character design is actually, you're actually insane. That's actually just racism, brother. I'm honest. That's just actual racism. At no point did I feel they felt like one cohesive race of people that like their islands made them like different. That's what they felt like to me. Like whether, you know, the fire guys and the ice guys a bit too on the nose, maybe. Yeah, sure. Like maybe they could have been a bit more interesting. But I think I don't know. That's just wild to me. That's just wild to me. That's what you're a fucking Mario, Luigi, Andy. What were the Bean Kingdom? Did they all look the same to you? Did Prince Peasy look the same as like the guy guarding the front gate? Is that what it was to you? Unbelievable. Me when the Concordians are Concordian. No way! That's crazy! But either way, honestly, it's a shame that you didn't enjoy this game as much as I did. And while it does have, well, I would say one big issue, a couple of smaller ones, but one big one, which is the pacing, obviously. I enjoyed my time with it, and I can't wait to see what this new dev team can cook if they make another game, which hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Elo is the girl. I kind of like Elo. Elo was right. I like the make all the NPCs toads again just to smite. Listen, that would affect all of us. Okay, we don't want that. All right, they're not like us. Bros removed all the outlets from his. Okay, stop it. I can see the character design against the base models with new additions stepped over on each new island. At least the Bing Bing Kingdom had Cactus Guys and Hoo Hoo Village. I kind of get it, but like again, it all felt like because the whole idea is that Concordia was supposed to be one big island, so it makes sense that they all look like quite similar. So, but they're all broken up into different islands. You know, it made sense to me, and I never felt like the character design was wanting. At least not for me personally. It's a bit more subjective, I suppose. But bit of a shame. Bit of a shame, Ben. Bit of a shame, brother. Bit of a shame. A shame indeed. A shame you're wrong and I'm right, and you're cringe and I'm based. We'll leave it there. This game's proven to be that I'm more happy with acquire handling the series going forward, especially if they take criticism of this game. Yeah, definitely. If they just shave out the padding and more battles. The battle system in Brothership is the best in the series by a noticeable margin. For the love of God, please. Give me more battles.
Nintendo.
Whoops, hang on. We didn't go to the comments, did we? Oh, wait. Vine Boom? We didn't go to the comments, did we? Let's have a look. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's see what the people said. Did he reply to any? Oh, hang on. The wrong one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I was looking at the fucking comments of the sneaking video. My bad, guys. I'm tired. It's 2 a.m. God, I hate he hates IGN. Oh no. Because the Asinine Review Company, my favorite series is it was just giving it a 7 out of 10, not a 5 out of 10. Do you really think IGN has that much pull? God, you people need to leave IGN alone. Jesus Christ, man. You know the worst part about the IGN review was? The guy was right. He was right. He was a miserable old Grinch, but everything he complained about was valid. The 5 is harsh. All his complaints were fair. He wasn't unfair to the game. Just he gave it a lower score than I personally would have. I would have given it a 7.5. Yeah, he did. Okay, he was definitely a bit of a hater in some places. He was definitely a hater in some places, but a good chunk of his criticisms were fair. It's just I didn't agree. Stuff like getting the first time moving bros taking 3 hours of the game comes specifically in the game, which even has the worst stuff like unskillful tutorials. Oh, this is long. What does he reply though? Been a long time since I touched Dream Team. Dream Team is solid. I think the tutorials were a bit much. And no, oh, TJ appearance. Oh, gets in. He says it. Not a big fan of it. Oh, he called him a buzzword. Oh, hang on. He called him a buzzword Barry. He hit him with the buzzword Barry allegations. Oh no, TJ, mean. Not a fan of the words like soul, especially when the video doesn't bring up much to his soul. True. Regardless, I do agree with the gripe with the pacing issue, both the story and while the gameplay undoubtedly holds the game back. The performance issue is also strange. Like I get the Switch not being a powerhouse, but then the games usually run smoothly. True. However, despite my issue with the pacing, once the third C style, I end up enjoying it more. I actually think the soul. I'll try to elaborate. It's very much there in the way the brothers behave. Luigi and his shenanigans, the art direction, seeing Bowser Jr.'s characterization, which seemed to have continued where he left off Bowser Jr.'s story in the BIS remake. I actually enjoyed some of the side characters and the side quests that led to some of the world building and backstory of some of them. Peach are now working with the art group and them growing a bond. For me, it ain't lacking solid, but the pacing issues in the early game and the performance issues. How does Bend respond to the allegations? Yeah, again, he double cut. I hate when people do this, by the way. Just any original comment. To add to this, I did enjoy the humor of the story, obsessive isolation. It's a simple theme, but I found myself enjoying the importance of bonds, whether familial, friendly, or romantic. I don't know, I don't really see it as like in Soul, but then again, I've seen people say that Mario Wonder lacks soul as forced soul. Hereby, when I'm not a big fan of the word. It feels like a meaningless bracket term. Actually true. Actually, round of applause. Can I? Oh, yes. Oh, it's true. Listen, I'm a buzzword hater. It's the reason why I have a personal beef with the words underrated and overrated. It's the reason because it's just buzzword Barrys. Overrated, underrated, soul, game feel. Oh, that was a big one in the 2010s, Trav. You don't remember game feel. Ludonarrative dissonance. That was another big one in the 2010s, if you remember. Those fucking words. They are doing all the heavy lifting for you all the time. Boring. Explain what you mean. Speak in English. How does he respond? Again, charm, magic. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I use this, but like I like to try and like come up with something in particular that's charming, you know? Or something in particular that gives you that magic, you know? Unreal. We're seeing a Redditor called Mario Wonder having forced soul. Yeah, it's Reddit. What do you expect? Anyway, what does he say? I see how you think. Very simply put, the reason they say like soul, as I said, is the final product feels like someone looked at the early entries at a glance and was like, let's make something like that, but bigger. Hence why most of the game feels drawn out, unoriginal, and forced in terms of humor. What parts were forced to... Oh. Well, then again, it's like, is it the game's fault that you feel this way? Or is it that you went in feeling this way? Like, what are we doing here? I never felt like the game was trying to ape the other games, but bigger. What do you mean? As with all media, it's subjective, I suppose. That's my view. Oh, cop out! Cop out! It's just my opinion. It's just listen. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm starting to crash out at imminent gamers because you know Sawmill. I think I explained this, but Sir Moresty has started to gain a fan base of its own a little bit. What I originally made for just as an archive to archive stream segments has started to gain a little bit more of its fan base, and I've had like three videos, within a short space of one another, right? Do the whole, but that's just your opinion, or that's just my opinion. And I'm like, ain't no fucking shit, bitch. Of course it's your opinion. What? Oh, look over there. Yoinks, your opinion. Aha, I've got it now. Ha, no, sorry, it's mine now. It's mine. It tastes horrible on surface level. Of course it's your opinion. What are we talking about? Like someone, I think, what was it? What was the video I saw? Fuck, I remember I gave it like a sarcastic response to one. Oh, it was the, fuck, what was it? It was the Arlo one. It was the Arlo one. You know the Arlo spicy steak salad we all did, right? I remember I did that, like, that crash out. It was, I exaggerated if I want, but I crashed out and it said, oh, the Wii U sucked. Boom. It was boring. You console boom. And obviously I was exaggerating. My overall opinion is I think the Wii U era was bad. I was like a whole bit, right? I think someone in the comments said, I disagree. I think you're trying to rob me of my experiences, which are valid and fair. I think I just responded saying, no, your opinions aren't fair. In fact, you're not even real. No, he said his opinions were real and valid. And I said, no, your opinions aren't real. You're not real. Stop haunting my comment section and go haunt a house. Because what do you mean? Of course they're real. It's like, what? No shit. What do you mean? Oh, but I get it. Once again, I get why people do that. I get it. But whenever I hear it, I'm just like, yes. Guess what? You are now manually breathing. Oh, yes. You need to hear that, didn't you? Oh, man. It's just so boring. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll leave this one there.